So I've also suggested that as we approach the 2015 elections,
yes,
who knows, we may be boxed into a corner. Then they gave that precedence, almost alluding to the same thing you said about that political slant
yes,
to all of this. Now, if that happens to be the case, or if that plays out, that towards 2015 elections you have more violent cases, perhaps it just may affect elections. And if elections don't hold in some parts of the country, we'll have a different kettle of fish on our hands entirely.
I agree with you. I mean, it's further explaining or, confirming the point we make. I once told a judge, and I hope he wouldn't feel scandalized about this, I'm not going to mention his name, that we should come out of the confines of this law, and the legalities of it. When Nigeria fails as a nation, there won't be judges. There won't be lawyers. Indeed, we are first Nigerians before we became judges or lawyers.
Where were you going with that?
Well, the point is that it's either the first things are done first, or we will not even have the opportunity to attempt them.
What are we doing that now?
I have made the point that, by the way, why would a Nigerian, these are Africans, be indoctrinated so easily to the extent where he would believe, rightly or wrongly, that if you die even in the process of killing others, you have some benefits, Why would we come? Why do you think we'll get to that level?
Is that what you were trying to tell the judge?
But Mr. Ugwumadu, some people will say, sorry.
Except I'm not making this point very clearly.
Interrupt your question there, Chamberlain. But do you think, some people will say, you've made the point that, we should consider options outside the box and not be boxed in by legalities, if I'm getting you right. But some people will say that's why the national conference exists. That's why we subscribe to the idea of a national conference. Are we making progress in that particular arena? Do you think that this is one of the ways we can address some of the complexities, preventing us from addressing our problems as a nation?
I've had calls, and I think it was also in your station, the Saturday version of this, to say that one of the greatest advantages of the conference is to give vent to that crucial aspect of even the concept of democracy, which is the freedom for people to interact. If you create that atmosphere where people would have a way of expressing themselves, you will by far reduce the possibility of these Boko Haram experiences, in the sense that people will have the opportunity to air their views. One of the problems we have had is the pent-up anger, the refusal of Nigerians to be heard effectively and their views implemented.
No, but do you think that this conference will
and I'm saying that
this violent streak we're beginning to see across board, regardless of what area of the country we look at?
I think even members of even delegates in the conference.
Yes.
In short, at inception, I remember Pastor Tunde Bakare pushing that the conference, should be suspended. That there isn't anything they are doing there why Nigerians are on daily basis slaughtered. I am saying that much as that can be taken as a very far position, it is clear to members of the delegates in the conference that the conference itself will not solve the violence in the Northeast as presently constituted. I think they are convinced about that. The point I'm making is that where we have gotten to, and given the years of denial, I've also had cause to mention it here, that if I want to be cynical, I would say the Boko Haram people have actually constituted their own sovereign national conference, where they are saying, this your useless Section 10 in your constitution that speaks to the secularity of this country should be discountenanced. If you didn't want to hear us peacefully, we will tell you that we will Islamize this country forcefully. So those were the drawbacks of our refusal to even talk in the first place. But we have missed the point. We have gone too far in the woods that mere talking in the National Conference will not bring a solution to the Boko Haram, to the violence in the Northeast as presently constituted. I don't agree with that.
Let's end with this because we're out of time. Do you subscribe to, and does it make any sense to you, those who suggest that all this strife we see here and there is just about who gets what and controls the center?
On the contrary, I think it is a full manifestation of the years of denial we have suffered, of the years of injustice that have reigned in this country, of the decades of corruption that we have all bottled in. You hear in Akwa Ibom State now, even if they say it's about putting a ceiling to what they can get, but where pensioners are not paid in the regular employment, you hear rationalization of payments of hundreds of millions to families only because they were once governors.
We heard that in Kwara, Port Harcourt,
Lagos. It's everywhere. I'm saying the Akwa Ibom thing has come openly now to further scandalize us.
Yeah, but
where the only rationality to it is that, wait a minute, you people think I'm not fair to you. We're only putting a ceiling to these millions that must come to us. The issue is it desirable? To what extent do they merit more payment other than those who have spent 35, 40 years in some cases in services without blemishes? Go to their records. How many of these governors will come out without blemish?
Perhaps civil rights groups as yours, when all those states came up, and including these other states that have done this, you should actually look into all of this because, yes, as much as it comes to our notice, we will look into all of those matters. But we're out of time. Thank you, Malachy Ugwumadu, a legal practitioner, today on Sunrise Daily. Well, that is also where we end the program today. We thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
I'm Malachy Ugwumadu. Thank you.
Well, many thanks. I'm Sulaiman Alede. See you again.